Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone is fantastic. Welcome to the good, the bad. I was going to say, you're not the ugly, Lawless. You're a beautiful.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm filling in for the ugly. I'm filling in for the ugly. Okay,
This is going to be a weekly show. As I said to everybody, we're going to try and do it. Obviously, Champions League will impact that. Sorry, boys. So it will be a case of we'll move it around. But this is something I wanted to do
will
for a while.
impact that as well, mate.
Championship may impact that. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. Obviously, I can't tell you the true meaning between GBU because we would be cancelled for it. But it's something that we've been thinking about for a while. So we are essentially going to utilize this to go through what's been good, to go through what's been bad, and to go through what has been damn right fucking ugly. And there will be a lot of ugly this season. Probably from my team, maybe from... Stop pointing, Wolfie. Let's stop. We'll do that in a second. Now, if you are watching this on playback, make sure you smash a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are literally, I believe, 16 away from 2K. So we can essentially do that before the season starts. That would be incredible. Now then, lads, before we start, how are you both? I didn't see you on Monday, Wolfie, actually, for a sad reason. And I haven't seen you on Monday for a long time, Lawless. How are we both?
Good, mate. All good. Loving life. Loving the season. Real football has begun. You know.
Hey, how's not having VAR working out, bro?
Do you know what? It's good and bad in a way. Like
and ugly.
I was saying it's and ugly. There you go. It is, but it's like it's enjoyable because when it's a goal, like you just celebrate. The game flows quicker. But at the same time,
get Rich on, man. Sorry, get Rich on if he's there. Check out the link. Sorry, go on.
Shout out to Rich. At the same time, like, you know, when you concede, that little bit of hope of wait a minute, VAR is gone. Like you don't have that little bit of hope. And I kind of missed that little few seconds of wait, please, is it offside? Is there a foul? It's like nope. So
that's the thing, though, isn't it? And like we can obviously we've spoken about like VAR till it's dead. And like I watched Anthony Taylor because he's obviously doing the rounds now that he's now retired. Who got too much for me? Shut up. But he was like, oh, you know, it's just too intensified. It's this, that, and the other. Well, that's because you guys make that, and I echo it, Lawless. It must be so nice when a goal goes in to go goal. I can celebrate. I hate it. There's so many times on my channel, and Wolfie, you're the same. Well, and you, Lawless, last season where it's like. You score, you initially go, fucking good, and then you go, is it a goal?
And then it takes forever to decide if it's a goal. And
I'm not with you guys on that. Oh, I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with VAR. It's the pricks that use the VAR. That's the issue.
But the pricks are always going to be using VAR. So as long as the pricks are using it, it goes hand in hand. So when you say VAR, you can't have one without the other.
All right, but how can you get so many less issues at a World Cup, at the Euros, at the Copa America, and all this? It works. Like in the World Cup,
at the World Cup because Donald Trump stopped it. That's why Donald Trump went nah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there was like 5 incidents maybe in the whole of the World Cup. God, how many games was the World Cup? Like 6 billion games. Like, why is it that many games can play out with VAR playing, with VAR working, but when it comes to the Premier League, the best league in the world, suddenly these corrupt bastards who are just obviously siding with United half the time suddenly forget how to play.
Here we go.
It's true. And
Wolfie. Is this you, mate? Is that you, brother? Is that you, brother? Are we doing this already? Are we doing
this
already?
Since then, jeez.
Wow. Actually, Wolfie, yeah, mate, you've had a glow up. Like I'm ready to.
He's had a haircut.
Mate, I'm even considering. I'm considering putting you as the good because that is a glow up. Like,
that's not
bad. Are you about to go on Love
Island?
Look
at my skin, man. I've never moisturized in my life. Look at that. It's smooth as fucking Lawless's head. Look at that shit, man.
I would have thought that was from lockdown when they shut all the barbers down and everyone was looking like. Oh, God.
I think every day, Dan.
Sorry?
Do you have to, you're both done. Right? Lawless, do you have to shave every day?
What? My head?
Yeah.
I do it probably every 2 days, 3 days max. Like I said, there's a little bit of stubble coming through.
Have any of you ever tried ball cream?
No, I haven't. What a fucking just question.
No, know we're talking about it, aren't we? But like, look,
is it sponsored by
what is Gold Cream, man?
Gold Cream, I'm telling you, legit, it's the best thing ever. I'm newsflash, I'm a felon because I didn't have the, no pun intended, balls to go up to the 17-year-old girl behind the counter at Boots and pay for it. I was like, I ain't doing that, no chance. But you get out of the shower, it's been roasting, rub them on, get the fan there, dry as a bone.
Cream.
Ball.
I thought you said ball cream.
No, testicles. Balls.
Ball cream. Cream for your balls.
Cream for your balls.
What?
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Try before you deny.
Right.
Wait, you said you didn't buy it.
Sorry?
You said you didn't buy it or you bought it?
No.
So how do you know it's good then?
Buy it off the internet.
It fell into my it fell somewhere, mate, as we walked in. Yeah. We'll say Mrs. Robinson bought it. Anyway, look, we could talk about testicles all day long. And to be fair, we probably have. With it being the good, the bad, the ugly, I mean, we can start with the good, whatever, but I want to go with the bad. And this is where my question is, and I don't think, and it's been spoken about enough. Sophie, I don't think she's in the channel at the moment, but she stated it in the last stream that I've just come off. The talk that Newcastle have been pulled apart and, you know, it's all horrendous and blah. Everyone's gone at that. But everyone's forgetting about Aston Villa. And for me, I genuinely think that they are having a bad transfer window. Now, of course, we've got Billy, and we all love Billy, who tries to tell us that Garnacho isn't that bad a signing and he's willing to give him a chance. You'd have thought he'd learn off Sancho, but he didn't. And I get it that Emery has done fantastic there. But, I mean, guys, surely this is a bit of a stretch as to what he can achieve Champions League football with this Aston Villa team.
Yeah, surely. I mean, Billy is like, but just whatever player they sign, I trust Emery. I trust him. It doesn't matter what pile of shit that they sign. And he forgets all the flops that they've had in the past. It's like, no, now, you know, these players, Garnacho is going to be shit hot because of Emery. And the team that they had is getting picked apart. Rodgers and world-class Conser. Remember that world-class Conser?
He said? But it's okay that they lost him, Lawless. You see him in the chat today. It's fine. Emery will
50 million. I'm happy with that. You know, I'd like a little bit more, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Without Conser, their win percentage is 29% in the Premier League. Yeah, but that's cool. Let's take the 50 mil. Do
you know what I will say is when it comes to Aston Villa, you get what you fucking deserve. Yeah, because they rolled over for Spurs, right? And they thought that, you know what, this is a good decision. Let's let Spurs win this game. That won't come back to bite us. And now what's happened? One, right, Spurs now are going and leapfrogging them. They're spending crazy money. They're bolstering their squad while Villa are losing all their top players. And now they're going to end up being leapfrogged when if they'd sent Spurs down, okay, they still probably could have lost one at some of these players, but they wouldn't have had to worry about Spurs leapfrogging them. So
and they named the players that Villa wanted. That's the thing. Weren't they in five of Fernandes or Tonali? I can't remember which one. And then the Villa lot were crying. Oh, we didn't even get him. Spurs did this. Spurs is well, fuck you. Send them down.
Yeah. That is what I get.
I think especially when, like I said this on Monday, and he's still not getting it. But then we should know this because this is the same guy that was terrified of playing the Hibs all the way back when in the Europa League qualifiers. I said to him, you're not just losing the players. Like, the players are good players, but it's what you have off the pitch as well. And I go back to last season when they started the season so poorly, and they did. And we all went, oh, hang on a minute, this is it. The wheels are coming off. Characters get you through those bad moments. You know what I mean? The characters on the pitch, they band together. And I think bless him again. His response was, well, we got Matty Cash. He's a big character. Matty Cash, you wanted rid of him 12 months ago. So I just don't see where... The worst thing is,
not jumping to Newcastle, right? The thing what Newcastle found out is you get that one, once that one player, you get them go, it starts a chain reaction. This sack went. Yeah. Now this summer, we starting to see Tonali pushing to go, Bruno Guimaraes, like,
Gordon.
That is where Villa are going to be. It's a chain reaction if they go, well, do you know what? This team ain't able to keep hold of their best players. Like, what are we building? What are we trying to do? And they'll just go to look to leave the players that do stay. Obviously, Watkins is linked with a move to Saudi as well. So you're going to start to see it. And then they're going to end up in the Newcastle situation. Billy thinks he can just, do you know what? Don't matter who leaves, we're going to replace them. And the replacement's going to be just as good as the ones that left. And we'll keep going. That's not how it works. Like, you got to build. You got to add quality on top of the quality to keep going up. And you know, it sucks for them, but
you can like lose one name, like one big name in the team, and then you can build around that potentially and what have you. But it's not just that, man. You're looking at their spine. Let's just say Konsa goes. Martinez, is he gone or going, or it's been the longest goodbye?
Apparently he's going Spurs. Apparently he's going Spurs.
Who? Martinez, the goalkeeper.
Apparently Spurs are interested.
But we're looking at
the trying to leave that club for years.
Yeah. Do you remember he cried at Old Trafford, didn't it? 2 years ago, whenever it was. Yeah, goodbye.
Was that before or after he took out Hoyland to get red carded?
Yeah. So you got, look at their spine. So Martinez potentially going, Konsa gone, Tillemans gone, Watkins gone, and what's his face? Rogers gone. That's the spine. That's straight down the middle. That's the most important part of your team. But fucking Billy's still on his knees for goddamn Emery, man. Oh, no, it's fine. Emery will sort it out.
It's all right. We got Garnacho.
He's the biggest happy clapper I've ever met in my life, man. Ever. Yeah, I think you said it to him, Dan. Like, if he found Emery with his missus or something, he'd just tuck him in. So it's just
Mate, I trust Emery. I trust Emery.
Mate, I'm telling you, Aston Villa could sign Fred West and he'd go, well, let's give him a shot. Do you know what I mean? Let's give him a shot. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. Mate, and do you think Newcastle have made mistakes here as well?
You mean in terms of letting players go or what? Because
too many
Newcastle, again, they're in such a sticky situation of flying so close to the sun and falling foul of the FFP PSR regulations, you know, and it's so hard, and that's what they need to look at, because they did really well with the recruitment when they had Staveley, and obviously she left, but now these players are gone. They're not replacing them well. The signings that they've made haven't been good, and I think that's the issue that they're having. They signed flipping, was it Alanga from Forest that flopped hard, and 55. You know which I know Wolfie will like that, but yeah, so they've had some serious flops. The signings that they're making since have not been good, so they're going backwards, and I think they could, unless this new manager turns out to be a revelation, they're banging trouble.
Wolfie, where do you think they honestly finish?
Newcastle. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everyone's been predicting. I've seen some people
predict the relegation battle.
Yeah, I've seen people put them down for relegation. I don't think they're going to be that bad. I think they're an unknown, but I think it's the right year to do it, because there's so many other teams that just got too much shit going on as well. Like, there's so many changes in this league. You have to say the only team that hasn't undergone any major surgery, either managerial or players or whatever, is probably Arsenal.
It's a shame Pete's not here. Pete's obviously ducking it. Pete's
Pete's very similar to Billy. Not as bad as Billy, but he's very like, it's, you know, the sun will come.
You fucker! You fucker! Dude, don't you dare! Don't you dare put me in Billy bracket! Don't you dare put me in Billy bracket! Don't you dare!
I said you're not as bad. You're not as bad as.
Do you not get me? I'm gonna walk on like this in a second, Stevie Wonder.
But
I saw Pete come on the bottom, and I thought initially I messaged him. I was like, "Let's get Wolfie going," and then like Wolfie was like, "No, I think they're going to be okay."
Alliance, Pete. Alliance.
So then I was just about to bring him in and say, "Oh well, we've missed it." Then fucking Lawless goes, "Pete's as bad." I thought, "Get him in, get him in."
He's almost as bad. No, but
I felt bad for you, and I've been bigging you up with your ownership all summer, right? I'm the only one that's been positive in that chat, and yet you do me dirty. You put me in the Billy bracket.
Well,
not having it.
As bad, but you are very much of like, you know, it's whatever happens, it's going to come out Newcastle's way.
Have you not listened? Have you not watched any of Loaded's content this season?
On your content is different. Like, so you will be more critical on your channel, but in the group, anything that comes out when everyone's going, "Oh, Pete, what's this signing? What's this going?" "Oh, yeah, no, it's all good. It's all fine. It's all rosy." In the group chat, you're like Mr. PR Pete.
PR Pete, man.
In the group chat. Yeah,
I'm telling you, right? Pete was I said something on Loaded Mag, and then I forgot. All I said was like, "Oh, Newcastle to it." Anyway, I commented on Pete's channel. I sat there and, "Oh, Pete's live. I'll send a comment." So I went, "Oh, you know, man like Big Pete." He was like, "Don't you dare think I forgot what you said, Dan United." I was like, "Oh shit."
What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
I've got ears and I've got eyes.
Eyes everywhere.
It was on the race, not race for Europe. It was on the Monday show, one of them that I didn't make. And
It's
I
Pete,
did a little section. Go on.
Quick question, because we're talking about Villa, and we are, obviously I tried to tee these pair out there, but what are your thoughts with Villa? Because essentially, as I just said, you guys have been getting a lot of smoke for the players that have gone. But Villa, for where Villa are, just come off the Europa League, trophy win, Champions League still, and this club that everyone, I think, Villa have flown under the radar for a while in the sense of Villa will get there. But now I think the expectation's there for them. They have to be there. Do you think that it's right to say that they are tight, that they go into the bad category for what they've had this transfer window?
I'll be honest. I think they're in the unknown, in my opinion, in terms of what to expect. But this is the thing, is that everyone's still got the expectation of Aston Villa. I think they're going into it with a lot of pressure on them this season.
Agree.
A lot more pressure than they ever have been under Emery, because I put a tweet out earlier. Their club, Konza's deal has been agreed, right? Martinez is likely to go. I don't think he's going to sit around and be number 2 for 6 months to 12 months at Aston Villa, right? They're losing literally the spine of their team, their best players of their team last season and for the last few years. They've all gone, or they're all about to go. And it doesn't matter, in terms of the players, and I left out some of Newcastle fans come back saying Luka Dean as well. He's another one. He's been a key player for them. So their list of players that they've lost in terms of crucial players is longer than ours. But we're being talked about, this man was talking about relegation battle and what other fans are saying. But they're losing their core. They might have signed players quicker than us. In fact, they have signed players quicker than us. That's been our biggest problem this summer. But there's no guarantee that these players are just going to pick up the baton and carry on like those guys did for the last 3 years. There's no guarantee. Right. And they're in Champions League. They're in 4 competitions. The pressure's on. Nobody's dampening Aston Villa's expectations this year. They're all still expecting them to get Champions League again. They're all expecting them to go deep in the competitions. They're all expecting them to go deep in the domestic cups as well. I'll be honest. We're more of an unknown than Aston Villa, but there's an element of me that'd rather be in this position, because everyone's expecting us to get relegated or be 12th, 14th, 16th. So that's at the bottom of the bottom in terms of that. Anything else is going up. So the expectations are off our team. So we can just hopefully, fingers crossed, firstly get some players in, and secondly, just express ourselves with this new manager and new way of playing.
I think that's the right way to say. I think that's the thing. It's expectations, and whereas they're not all like Billy, I suppose, the Villa fans, in the sense of I think a lot of Villa fans are expecting them to be challenging. They're still expecting them to be going into all these 4 competitions, and after you win a cup, like Pete, you've been victim of it. Lawless, you've been victim of it. Wolfie, no pun on this one, but you want another one the next season, don't you? You want another one the next season. You've had that day of winning a trophy, and it's kind of like with Aston Villa, is it a case of domestic trophies, what they can look at this season as success? Is it just a case of qualifying for Champions League by any way means necessary and getting that cup win? I don't know. I don't know what the season looks like for them.
Yeah, they do need to try to maintain that Champions League position to obviously get that money. Obviously, finances is clearly an issue for them. So if they can get that qualification again, then they can and go deep in the comp. Then they're increasing their revenue. But that's the issue, as Pete said. Being in them competitions, losing those key players, like their squad. You need a squad, and they're signing Wan-Bissaka off of us, who was arguably one of our worst players last season.
Oh my God! Did you hear what Billy said about him? Lawless?
Was he really bad last season? I didn't see much of him.
He was terrible. He was one of our worst players. What did he say?
Oh, Billy was like bigging it up, like, yeah, this is good backup to
Whilst we're at it, here's Billy now.
And I can see the bring Billy on, man. Billy needs a slapping, man. And it's like, I'm like, fucking Wan-Bissaka was shit. He had one good season for you. He was shit at United. He's been shit he's good at Crystal Palace, shit at United, and then had one good season for you.
We leaked so many goals through Wan-Bissaka, man.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Lawless, like that was the one thing that watching him. I only saw him in a couple of games last season, but the one thing that he was renowned for at Palace when he went to Man U is how good he was defensively. Like nobody could get back. How long did it go on for that nobody had completed a successful dribble past him through Palace into Man United, and he was like known as this like solid defensive right back. But then I was seeing him getting ripped to shreds last season in the couple of games that I watched. I'm thinking, well, the one thing that he was known for, he's now no good at. And he was never really great at attacking. So it's like, what does he actually offer? I mean, how old is he now?
He's got to be like 27, 28, hasn't he? The thing with Wan-Bissaka, and obviously you watched him last season, Lawless, as well, like, everyone talks him up about, his recovery tackle's fantastic. Yeah. The only reason it's fantastic is because normally he's done something for them to get past, and he has to then dive in and try and clear it back. And
that's what happened last season without him, but he wasn't doing the sprints back. He wasn't bursting. So he was getting caught out high up the pitch so often, but he was just watching players. Run past him. The amount of times he just watched people go past and score, and he just stood there or jog back was disgusting. So yeah, like I said, it's one of them ones. I'm pissed about the deal if they are going to fucking Harvey Elliott us and loan him and not play him. But this because this is the thing as well. He's praising it. If it is one of these appearance obligations, right, then Villa are going to only be able to play him so much anyway. And then, so it's not that great depth if you're not intended to sign him, and you go, right, well, if we play him more than 15 games or 12 games or whatever, we have to sign him. Or so yeah, I think
Lawless, because we had that last season with Douglas Luiz, because fucking they didn't want to play him because they didn't want to buy him. Then suddenly, well, you've lost the squad position. So why get Douglas Luiz in the first place? Get someone, either just loan him with just an option or whatever, without an obligation clause, or just get someone else who you fucking actually do want, rather than just wasting.
We've had them before where they won't play them. Yeah, they just shit. And the ownership comes in. Because it's say Wan-Bissaka, it's like 20 mil, right? It's like if you play him a few more times, like we're gonna have to pay 20 mil. So leave him out. And then it's you're starting to, you don't want to use up his appearances, so you're like, oh, should we use him for this game? No, we'll just play Matty Cash in the cup just in case. We don't want to waste Wan-Bissaka's appearance on the cup in case Matty Cash. So you're just going to run Matty Cash into the ground because you don't want to use up the appearances and you want it just in case. So it's a matter. I think the reason why I think people look at Newcastle in a relegation battle more than Villa is, I guess, that Villa have further to fall, and obviously Emery is a known quantity. You look at Emery and you think, yes, we know what he's capable of in this league. Quality manager. Newcastle's guys, and I'm very unknown quantity in the league. And Newcastle, they weren't in a relegation battle, but they weren't far off of those positions. So it's not as far to fall. And the thing is with Newcastle, and this is what I was saying before you come on, is your transfer business hasn't been great, since Stavey left, since all those gems you signed, all them quality players, the Wissers and the Langers and all these other players you've been signing haven't been up to scratch. So it's a big question mark over. Now you're losing Bruno and Tonali, and I forgot about flapping Waltmade as well. That was another fucking howler. But now the question mark is: are these players you're going to bring in this summer? Can we trust that you're going to go and bring in the quality players now?
That's the difference, though. I think with Rivers and Villa, is that Villa have almost brought it sort of ready to go, experienced Premier League players, and Emery's always been very good at that. He's not been afraid to buy a 28, 29-year-old, a 27-year-old that's had experience in the Premier League to come in and do a job for maybe a year or two. Whereas I said it to you boys on the Race for Europe, probably back in February, March time, is that the club had made it very clear to us that they were going in a completely different direction this summer. And a lot of fans were going, oh yeah, and opposition fans going, no, you'll be back where you normally do, getting the same players, etc. And we haven't. We've bought a bunch of 20-year-olds who have no Premier League experience, that have had very little experience playing at the top level, and they're being brought in as part of a project that's going to take a bit of time. The issue we've got now is that Eisler's come in, obviously, after, because that was partly under Eddie Howe. Eisler's come in and gone, nah, we need some experience in here. We can't lose 28-year-old Bruno, 26-year-old Tonali, 26-year-old Anthony Gordon, and not replace that level of experience. Well, Trippier, 35, he's gone on a free transfer. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just lose those types of players and not replace them, which is why we're linked now with Nico. Thankfully, fingers crossed that happens, Nico Gonzalez. And we're looking at a couple of more experienced, older heads to come in and hopefully sort of help those young players to kind of get them through. And I think if we get them through, if we get those 2 or 3 experienced heads to come in with what we've already got, I think the guys will be able to get to work, because there's a couple of pieces missing.
He does come across very, very well. Like Ben said here, like his interviews, he does seem like he knows what he wants. And I think towards the end with Eddie Howe, we saw Eddie Howe look so tired. Like back end of last season, he just looked knackered, and it was kind of like he was just after the defeat, you'd see it. And I remember a bullish Eddie Howe. Do you know what I mean? A bullish guy who would be like, "Well, no, this is what we're going to do." You know, that result. It's got towards the end. He just kind of looked tired. Whereas this guy, I think that you needed that energy, didn't you? You needed that energy.
That happens every time, though, Dad. Like every new manager that comes in is energized. They say all the right things, you know, and they sound.
Mine told us we were shite, and then left us in and made us finish 15th.
the thing that was really telling for me. I mean, look, I said to you boys that on the chats, and I said it on my channel, like Sophie and any Newcastle fan that watches Loaded will know that. Yeah, it was time for Eddie to go. You say back end of the season, Danny looked tired. I was saying it from November. You look at his interviews, the bags under his eyes. You could tell he was tired. He had no time off last summer with all the Isaac stuff and with no director of football, sporting director. He did it all himself, so he literally didn't have a break. And then he went through the whole season, right? And I thought, right, he's gonna have a proper summer where he can go away and spend time with the family and relax, and he'll come back refreshed if he's going to stay. And he did stay. And then I saw him come back for pre-season. He still had those bags under his eyes and he still looked tired. And I'm thinking, has he got it in him to go again? Like we were like off there, me, Chris and Daz were talking like, has he actually had a break? What the fuck's going on there?
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Pete.
Yeah, not yet. But he looked tired. He looked tired.
You know, I was told
the right thing he did to leave. Sorry.
I was told the reason that he left was because he knew the players that was leaving, and he knew that he was going to get the blame for another poor season. Like he saw the writing on the wall of like, well, they're going to sell these players. We're going to struggle this season because we're losing these players, and then I'm going to be the one that's under pressure, and not the ownership. So he left because of that.
Well, there's 2 parts to that, Dan. To be fair, there's 2 parts to that. One. Was he going to get the brunt of it all? Absolutely. The fan base, there's a chunk of that fan base that were not letting up on him. He was being made responsible for everything. And a lot of that stuff, rightly so. And I was right with them towards the end of the season. Selections, in-game tactics, blah, blah, blah. You name it, he was making mistake after mistake after mistake. Right. So he was never going to let up. It was always going to get worse. And I think he knew that. Then he looked at the start of the season. We've got Liverpool at home, Tottenham away, Bournemouth at home, I think Leeds away. They're our first 4 games. That's not an easy start to the season. And then we knew Gordon was going. Gordon was basically wrapped up in cotton wool with those 5 games to go, because we needed him to go for CSR. We needed him to go to be able to pass CSR or PSR, whatever it was called back then last season. He needed to be sold. So we knew we was losing him. Tonali was only going to be sold if there was a huge bidding. We got 100 million. It was at the point in which Bruno turned around and said he was going to leave. Nobody expected it. And that's been confirmed, by the way. Nobody expected it. Nobody in the club expected it. And when he turned around and said he was leaving. I think Eddie Howe's gone. But what can I do here?
Are you ready to kind of confess and be more open about this whole Eddie Howe thing now?
What do you mean?
The whole you wanted him to resign thing.
I did. You know why? You know why I said I wanted him to resign? Is because for a manager that came in and transformed Newcastle the way he did, and he changed us from relegation to Champions League to then winning the Carabao Cup trophy. I didn't want him to go out by being sacked. I still it still kind of grinds on me a little bit that he left the way he did in the summer. Partly his fault because he could have walked away, but then decided to stay and then decided to walk away afterwards when we're already in the midst of the pre-season. So it's partly his fault.
Do you think they gave him assurances though, Pete, before pre-season of we're gonna back you, we're gonna keep players, you know, and then realize these players were leaving?
But basically, what's come out of the back of it, they said in their meeting towards the end of the season is that look, this is the model we're going down. We're buying young players to develop and grow, and then hopefully make value on and sell in the future. Like, are you in on this? And Eddie Howe said yes. He agreed to that policy. We knew with the money that we were going to generate with sales that he'd have money to spend. He signed off these young players. He signed off Ewan Jaran, second choice goalkeeper. He signed off Hornacek. He signed off Bamba. He signed off Stir. He signed off these players. They were his choices. And so he had what he wanted. But then when losing Bruno at that point, and then losing the preseason games, particularly the Bristol City one, the game before he quit, the way in which he did, I think that's almost made his mind up. But he had the opportunity. It's all come out now. He had the conversation at the end of the season. He said he wasn't sure if he was going to stay on. The ownership said, we want you to stay on. Take the week. He went away on holiday. He came back. And then he turned around to them and said, I'm going to give it another year. He had the chance to walk away. And
but that's poor ownership, Pete. That's poor ownership.
They wanted him to stay, though. If your ownership want you to stay, they're going to give you as much time as you need to make the decision to hopefully stay.
Why aren't the ownership getting as much smoke as like Eddie Howe's? Like, the ownership, I don't hear it.
But they are in the fan base. Maybe not in the media, but they are in the fan base. Because
I'm from obviously
we've still not got a training ground. We've still not got any decision. It's been 3 years. Still not got a decision on a new stadium. We are still so slow in the market. We've just signed a really good right back in Amor Dedic, right? We knew we wanted him a week before we signed him. No one else was after him. Geisler's managed him before and he's worked under Geisler before. He turned around and he was like to Benfica, I want to go Newcastle. I want to work with this manager.
Inverted left back, Pete. Inverted left back.
He can play left back, but he's a right back. But that took a week to get done. It should have never took a week to get done. We are still slow in releasing funds, PIF down to the sporting director, and then being able to get that deal done. We're not quick enough in the market. And this is why we've 2 weeks to go. We're still scrambling and need three players in. And need players gone as well.
You lot need to be putting more heat on your ownership. I think it's embarrassing. You got all this oil money sitting there. I remember when they first signed up and you lot were trying to dress like me with your tea towels on your heads and everything, talking about how rich you were.
Mbappe and Neymar signing.
Yeah, Neymar and Mbappe,
boys,
all this shit.
Come on.
And then obviously...
Yes, Arsenal.
I know, but that's the point I was going to get onto. But there was ways around Pierre. I remember 3 years speaking to you and saying, like, Pete, would you not rather just take a 6-point hit or a 4-point hit like Forest did? Spend the fucking money. Who gives a shit? Look what Man City are getting away with. Yeah, your lot could afford the lawyers. They could afford these players. Take a fucking 4-point hit for one season. You ain't going to be in a relegation battle.
But it weren't. It was a 10-point hit. We already know that. If we'd have not sold Minte and Anderson in that 2-day period and got them out the door to fit PSR, in hindsight now, I would have rather Gordon go for 75 million to Liverpool and kept the other two, because after that, Gordon basically didn't do anything for Newcastle after that, in my opinion. He was crap. But we had to do that. Otherwise, it was a 10-point deduction. That 10-point deduction would have meant we wouldn't have got Champions League football that season. And so, you weigh it up and... that would have impacted us even more.
You've seen Chelsea and Villa sell their women's team, hotels, and all this.
We sold our stadium. Huh? We sold a stadium.
Well, you could have sold more shit.
Can't have been worth that much then if you're struggling like this. Bloody hell.
No, but we're not struggling there. That's the thing. You can't raise nearly 300 million this summer like we have and be struggling. We're not. We spent nearly 200 million.
Yeah, but you've changed your model now. This is the problem. You've changed your model. You've turned into a selling club with the richest owners in the world. You should not be a selling club, man. This is the thing. And I feel like all you lot, well, the majority of Newcastle fans almost accepting it. Like, okay, we now need to change the profile of the players we're getting through. A few unknowns with potential, build them up, then sell them off. I don't think that's what Newcastle are built on, man. That's what I don't think that's what Newcastle should be built on. I remember them as a kid, title challenges, Kevin Keegan, love it if we beat them, all that shit. Newcastle were a fun team to watch, so I got a soft spot for them. But to see you turning into a fucking Brighton and Crystal Palace model right now, I don't think it's befitting of your club. And I don't think
need a new stadium. That's what they need. They need to sort the stadium out because
stadium's good, man. What's wrong with St James's Park?
No. I tell you what's wrong with I tell you what's wrong with St James's Park. Right? Listen. I don't want to see. I don't want to see them.
Away end fine.
Right? Listen. As much apart from the away end, I don't want to see another historic ground go. However, to progress, they need a stadium that can make money, that can do the concerts and NFL and all that. This is what people ask. Why can Spurs be in a relegation battle 2 seasons in a row and splash money? Because their stadium makes so much money that it offsets PSR. And
okay, but you say that, but even with our ground, which is worse than Newcastle's ground in terms of capacity, in terms of needing a refurb, we had Take That last summer in there. We were still hosting concerts and stuff. You can still generate money. You can
still generate. Yeah, and that's the thing. We still have events and stuff at St James's Park. We always have, but the level of event requires the level of event that Newcastle want and big teams want requires a certain level of stadium, because it's not just about how big the stadium is; it's what the stadium can offer. Okay, everyone. If you're doing NFL, for example, the NFL are not going to want to come to St James's Park. With all due respect, they're going to want to go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium because the stadium is fitted for it. Not just that, the hospitality, so it can get all the normal match-going fans in, but it can get the hospitality in as well, and that brings the extra revenue. And then you've got the calling. I still think
that's too platonic
rather than 52. And look, for as amazing as the stadium is, and I love St James's Park, it's an old stadium.
There's a lot of old stadiums in the Prem now, isn't there?
It's still too platonic because, and I'm not going to try and offend any Newcastle fans, but I'll chuck Nottingham in there as well. There's a difference between having a venue that's in London, where you've got Heathrow, Gatwick, City Airport, and all this, where people regularly fly in, to then doing a concert up in Newcastle or Nottingham or fucking Leicester or whatever, right? There's a difference. So I think this stadium thing becomes a let's hide behind it point, because the problem is once you do the stadium, because we're in the same boat, we're trying to get ours redeveloped, right? Once you do the stadium, I'm expecting the excuses will be then, oh, we can't buy this player because we have to invest in the stadium. The stadium cost is this and that. We saw it with Arsenal under Wenger, and that's a Big Six team. When they did their stadium redevelopment, oh, we can't buy these players.
That's
we just need to get.
That's different because Newcastle can spend. So if the stadium doesn't, go against PSR or anything squad cost ratio, if they can spend that, I'm not worried, but it don't matter because they can go and spend it. Bloody Arsenal.
Yeah, but you still have to spend actual physical cash, Lawless. That's the thing.
Yeah, but they've got it.
We haven't seen it. How long have they been there now? We haven't seen this cash.
PSR, FFP nonsense. This is what we're saying. We're trying, and they've got to find more ways.
All right, let me ask you this, Lawless. Ipswich, who have just come up, have spent £150 million on players this summer. They would have been on the old PSR rules, the 13.
No, because it's a blank. It's a blank when they come up to the Premier League.
No, it's not.
It was the same with Sunderland, which is why they spent.
It wasn't for us, man. What are you talking about? We had
to. You signed 750 players.
35.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the same. That you get a certain allowance that's different to the rest of the Premier League clubs.
No, you don't. What are you talking about, Pete? Why do you think
the next season on it catches up with you? Why do you think Sunderland have barely signed a player this summer?
Yes, exactly.
Because it catches up and they have to balance it out. They can't just go and spend another 150 million again.
Pete, when you come up under the old PSR rules, each Premier League team has 35 mil debt allowance, right? So it's 35. It works out to what, 105?
Had parachute payments as well that they've probably banked as well.
No, this time when we came up, we were 13 and the 35 of the first year. So you're already at a massive disadvantage when you come up. I am fully expecting Sunderland to be up for PSR come January when the books get published or whenever it is. This is the thing, but I'm still saying you've generated more revenue than an Ipswich, than a Sunderland in the last few years. I just don't think you've invested it properly.
No, I think we had up until last summer. Now everyone.
Last summer was a mess, wasn't it?
With everything that we built and all those players that we bought beforehand, because we barely missed. Every signing up until last summer that we made was a hit. It was a brilliant signing and has made their impact on Newcastle in some way, shape, or form. Last summer ruined it all. And we're now hoping that those players that we bought, I mean, Chow was a good signing, so I'll put him aside. But Ramsey's got to step up. Weiss has got to step up, who I haven't rated him and I've called him out, but Weiss has been our best player in pre-season. He's been looked very, very good. So I'm hoping for a good season for him. Nick Voldemort has been crap and he needs to do better. He's been linked with Dortmund on loan, and there's a lot of Newcastle fans that would be happy to see him move on loan for them for a season because he hasn't been good at all. And then there's who was the other one, Alanga, who has looked good in pre-season up until this weekend when he played against Leverkusen. He wasn't really in the game, didn't really affect the game as much, but has looked better. So those players need to step up, and if they can step up and help the new signings, then I think we'll be in for a better season. I'm not Champions League, not a chance. If we can get Conference League, if we can scrape Conference League, I'll take that now and I'd end the season. Yeah, because this is where
Europe by any means necessary. That's what I said last season. So obviously, I'm not going to put that as the ugly. Now we've done the bad with Villa, and poor old Pete's had a bit of a grill in there. What do we think has been the ugly in this? So let's go from transfer window on. What do we think the ugly has been? Because there's been a few things that have been an absolute mess. What would you say has been something that you've looked at in this window and gone, this is just point. What is the point in this?
Palace.
The Palace flipping Everton switcheroo with Brennan Johnson and Dwight McNeil. What the good, the bad, and the pointless. Like what
there was actually no money exchanged, was there?
Yeah.
And considering how much did Palace pay for Brennan Johnson in January? Because they signed him just before we played them.
I think it was 35 mil. I think it was 35.
So they spent 35 million on him in January, and then they switched him for nothing 6 months later.
Well, McNeil, which is less than nothing, man.
So basically, they're 35 million.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know if Rich is still in the chat. Do you want to hear the copium from Rich on this one? He's like, but it helps us because Jono was on. Wait, let me ask you guys this: how much do you think Jono was on at Palace?
Oh, come on! Don't tell me it's something stupid.
It can't be something stupid like 70, 80 grand or something like that.
No, that would be stupid. That would be stupid. Come on, boys, be reasonable.
70K.
That would be stupid. Palace wouldn't pay him 110K a week, would they?
No way. Don't even say that Palace paid him 110 grand a week.
I'm just the messenger. I let Rich defend himself, was all I'm saying, right? Okay,
I'm going to find out what Dwight McNeil's wage is because it's going to be less than that.
Rich, Lawless, that's Rich's justification. Jono was on 110. Dwight McNeil's on 100 quid. We're going to save money on that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said to him, but Dwight McNeil's shit. Like, Dyche had a hard on for him and tried to get him to Palace. And I was telling all the Forest fans, what are you doing?
Well, I need to see Rich in the chat here. Speak, Rich.
He's asking for the link. He's asking for the link.
I've sent him a link. He needs to be able to defend himself. He does need to defend himself.
Let's continue and then rewind.
Are we genuinely putting Palace as the ugly then? Is that what we're doing?
I think Palace in general have had a nasty summer.
Do you know what? I think Man City's transfer window in general is probably looking pretty ugly.
I think there's an argument. I mean, as I say, you don't see. LB's been very different this past 3 or 4 weeks. He is a broken man. He was emergency streaming before, and I'm kind of like, I mean, we'll get Rich on to explain about Palace definitely, but I look at City and I'm like, what are they doing? Like the players they've let go and the players are looking to bring in, I'm kind of like, don't make sense to me that. It doesn't make sense. And
do you know what the ugly is? Spurs signing flipping
Savinho and Marmoush
for 100 mil.
The ugly is you signing Solomon, bro.
What do you mean? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. But listen.
You know what it is with Man City? Why are you lot surprised? Because I said this to LB and it really offended him at the end of last season. Pep is bigger than City. There's just no denying it. Pep was a bigger name. Pep was a bigger brand. Pep had bigger pull. As soon as he left, City are just going to go back to being, what did Fergie call them? Noisy neighbours. Noisy neighbours. City in my lifetime growing up were nothing, man. They were irrelevant as a football team. I don't remember anything significant about City before the oil came in. Legitimately.
Do you remember their first run of it, Wolfie? Do you remember when they had that supposed money come in and they got Alano and people like that? And they got absolutely that was Sven and they got dicked. They got dicked on the last game of the season, like 6 or 7-1 Middlesbrough. 8-1. That was it. That was it.
But like all I remember of City was they went down to League One. They fucking had to go through in a penalty shootout. Stuart Pearce, the legend, he played. Do you remember when he played David James up front for them? He put fucking David James up front for them.
That was against Middlesbrough as well, wasn't it? They were up against Middlesbrough for European, weren't they?
But they were just a banter club, man. And all they've had is the Arabs come in. That's it. And the fucking charges. Pep was bigger than Man City, even with all the oil money and everything else. And now you just see it like Maresca. I think he's a decent manager. But is he going to be able... He hasn't got that persona that a Pep has. That's the thing. I don't think he's got that personality to do it. So I think
great question. This is great. I mean, like, is it those sort? I'm not saying that they're going to drop down to 7. Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to drop down to 7 for anything like that. But will City have that sort of drop-off season? Because I mean, I'll be honest with you. I sat on Potts' show the other night and said I still think they'll finish second. I think, but then when I look at the transfer dealings, I'm like, this has the potential. This transfer window, whether people like Savino or not, whether they like Marmoush or not, they've got to replace them. They've got to replace them, and we have just under 2 weeks left of the window. So this could be not a horrific season by their standards. Is battling for top 4, not getting into the final, a final of a cup competition. It's there, isn't it? It's easy for us to sit here and actually say, do you know what? Man City might end up having a shitty season. And do you know also, I see so much similarities between when Fergie just went, I'm gone, by the way. I'm gone. Things were happening behind the scenes. I'm not saying the 115, but it could be people leaving behind the scenes that Pep was close to. It could be all of that. And I just wonder if Pep looked and went, well, the transfers we're looking at next season, they're not players that I would bring in. I've had enough. I'm all right to go now, lads.
I'm assuming none of you have watched his new documentary on Prime.
No, not yet.
Yes, Mourinho's.
Pep's.
No, I've not seen it.
It's got a 3-part documentary. I'm just into the last episode. Big up parts of that Pep documentary. It's brilliant, by the way. So if anyone hasn't seen it, watch it. But it's absolutely clear, to answer your question, Dan, that Pep wanted to go last season. He wanted to go last season because they had that run of games where they were losing, like literally game in, game out. He didn't want to go out like that. And he literally says it in the documentary. He didn't want to go out like that at City. So that's why he stayed another year, because he said that 24-25 season was meant to be his last. And he was meant to go there. So everything, even last season, the signings, when they went and spent 200 million in that January, they've spent a
lot. They've spent a lot. I'm telling you,
that was all on him. He wanted to win now, and he was like, "I need that money now to go and spend." And they got back-to-back trophies. Back to the
they got the double. They did the double, didn't they?
And that's why he then stepped away, because he was like, "At least I've gone out on winning multiple trophies.
Let's justify this pointless transfer that everyone can see is just ridiculous, and Rich is now going to tell us why it's flipping brilliant.
Big up Rich and big up Potts. Before we come to Rich and let him explain quickly, I just want to quickly get Potts' opinion just on. We're talking about the ugly, and we're looking at Man City at the moment and saying, is what's happening there ugly? Now, obviously, for you've got a far bigger, I'd say, eye on them with essentially them potentially challenging you, because at the moment, the transfer business you've done, you are up there. You're definitely the favourites for the league. So do you genuinely look at City now and go, it could turn ugly now? We were talking about, when Sir Alex Ferguson suddenly went, I've had enough, I'm off. Is that the same with Pep? Did Pep go, I'm not doing this, I've had enough of this?
Yeah, man. Look, first of all, big up for having me. Big up to you, Wolfie Lawless, Rich, and some geezer in the bottom right I haven't seen for 3 weeks. Hope you're well, Pete.
Don't start,
look, man. I'll be real. Like, I was listening to LB and Martin earlier on his stream, right? Because they obviously were breaking this Savio and Marmouche news, and they're looking at their midfield going. They've lost Rodri, they've lost Bernardo, they've lost Stones, Ake, and you think they've lost a lot of not just quality but mentality there in terms of winning mentality, right? And look, I love LB. LB is one of my favorites, but they're both sitting there getting a calculator out, talking about how much they've got to spend, and they've got come to the consensus it's 600 million in 13 days they've got to spend. Right, this is absolutely.
That's on top of what they've spent.
What they've spent on Elliot Anderson already. Yeah,
wait. Have you seen the film Brewster's Millions, Potts?
Yeah, brother. This is what I was saying, and I spat out what I was drinking because I couldn't believe what they were saying. LB's got a calculator. He goes, right, yeah, how much was Enzo? 125. Yep. But they got to in equals. He went, right, 600 million. That's what we got to spend in the next 2 weeks. And this is the thing with Man City. They're just used to when it gets shit, just spend money. And that's what it is. And this is why they get so much stick about this 115 thing, which, by the way, Chris Hudson said on our show this morning, which was hilarious, that Richard Masters was asked the question, this 115, what can you tell us about it? He said, well, unfortunately, these sort of things take a little bit of time. I mean, tell us what we don't realise already. It's absolutely embarrassing. But to answer your question, Dan, look, Manchester City have always got out of trouble just by spending money. And that's the only way they know. They don't look within. Yeah. They've got this brilliant academy that they just sell to other teams. You look at the academy players in the Premier League that all come from Man City that, like, let's be real, Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, even players that aren't even amazing that they probably would have done with now. Pedro Porro, they're looking at a right back. Apparently they need a right back. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly. So I'm looking at the players now thinking, how many of these players are good enough and how many can they get out of it? And for me, I looked at them at the weekend and I truly, not even like joking when I say this, I had them to beat us 2-1 because I don't think we looked ready in pre-season. They had their strongest team out really other than Cherki and maybe one more. Arsenal didn't. They had no Saliba, they had no Timber, they had no Saka or Rice starting. I'm thinking, oh no, this might be a bit of a confidence knock this for us. And we literally smashed them, like simply battered them. I mean, I know we played well and they weren't great, but they looked all over the place. And you're right to mention them as ugly because for me, that is not what I'm looking at. And I've got to be honest with you guys, I'm still not set on Maresca. No, I think he's an okay manager, but I don't look at him and think, how are you? So, like, there's always the fool guy, right? You've got Arsene Wenger, Emery is a good manager, but Emery was the fool guy for us. David Moyes was the fool guy for Ferguson. I just think this guy's potentially going to be another fool guy. And I might get clipped up an egg on my face, but I think this guy is okay. But I didn't look at him once at Leicester or Chelsea and go, I tell you what, there's a serious manager there. Like
what's
one day he's got.
What's
the long-term plan was always your boy, I think, Potts. I think the long-term plan was always Arteta, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
he
so.
was assistant manager under, I
think, Vinny Company, as they will want.
Or Vinny Company,
one of them. But like, let's be real. Alonso's done more than this. Is why I think Chelsea will do well, not just because they've got one game a week, because they've actually got the better manager out of all the newbies that have got new managers. In my opinion, I think what Alonso's done, I hate it because I can't stand Chelsea. I'd love them to come like 9th again or 10th again, but I just can't see it because one game a week and Alonso knows what he's doing. He's a proper manager. I mean, he's not. I know people will laugh at what happened in Madrid, but he knows what he's doing, man. He's a footballing man, in my opinion. So I think Chelsea might be all right, but.
I agree. Rich, we've dragged you from you were doing something, mate, because we had to let you explain about this transfer between your club and Everton. Talk to me, mate, and back yourself because you can't let these guys bully you into this one, mate. No chance.
Well, one thing you'll notice with me, I never get bullied, so it's all good. Lawless, good to see you again. It's been a while.
Good to see you, man.
For yourself, Dan, Potts, Pete, good to see you, and Wolfie. You see with Wolfie, yeah, he throws these little jibes out, not knowing that we talk nearly every day.
He does the same to me, Rich. He does it. He will throw these jibes out, then ring me the next day, like, "Hey mate, how you doing? How you doing?"
So I'm going to explain to you guys what I've already explained to Wolfie, where he goes, "Oh, actually, that's actually a good idea." Anyway, so first things first, the biggest issue was that we brought in PSR, who plays exactly the same system that Glasner plays. So that didn't work for Johnson because he was crap under Glasner. Second of all, we've been screwed over by SCR, big time, to the point where obviously we sold Lacroix, but even with selling Lacroix, we didn't really have any money to spend. Our fan base was like, "Oh my gosh, we've got 52 million. Why aren't we spending it? We've got to make sure that we're within the percentages and such." And this is where the Brennan Johnson deal comes in. Now, granted, if you're looking at player for player, it doesn't look great. But when you look at what it's done for our SCR percentage, it's a masterstroke on our end. So,
masterstroke. Okay.
Yes,
masterstroke.
Why.
Masterstroke.
You could have sold him. You could have loaned him. You didn't need to go and
Rich has cancelled. He's cancelled his dessert for this. So let the guy land.
It wasn't even dessert. I was actually out. I literally just got in through the door. I was like, "No, I'm not having this."
Fucking hell, Ray paid you that much, man.
Rich is he's sat at the table. He's like, "Give me the fucking bill. Give me the bill."
So, as you mentioned earlier, unfortunately, Jono was on 110.
So I wasn't lying. Was I?
No, because we've had this chat before.
On 77, so it's not that big a savings.
They didn't believe me. Is my point. They didn't believe me.
110.
You're not saving 110 grand a week, Rich. You're saving flipping 43. That's what you're saving.
How much did you say Dwight McNeil was on?
77. That's what.
77.
According to what?
Rupees or pounds?
According to what?
Hold up. According to flipping what's the website?
Copology.
I should still have it up.
Go on, Copology,
this is according
man.
to Toffee Web.
Who?
Toffee Web. It's
what the hell is that?
Huh?
No, you got to stop following these channels.
Yeah,
go on Copology, man. Copology will tell you.
Lawless, he was on 50.
I'll do it.
He was on
Toffee
50.
Web. Is that some sort of
It's
editing?
Everton site, obviously.
It sounds legit. It sounds legit, Lawless.
They should know their shit, right?
Lawless,
Lawless,
he was on 50. All right.
Okay, so 50. So you saved 60, not 110.
No, that's what Johnson was on. You don't listen. Anyway. Right. So because of that now, we've effectively saved over the course of his contract, I think they reported it as £18 million. So
are you
what's
offsetting
happened
that
is
between Dwight McNeil's contract, Rich? That's what I'm
this is
trying
what
to say.
What's happened is that we've obviously offloaded Johnson. So he the 30 million that's remaining to be paid. What Everton have done is that they've taken that now. Then what they've done, obviously, they've given us McNeil, and he was valued at, I think, 12 and a half. It was 15 in January. It's now down to 12 and a half because he's going into his last year, which means Everton have now said we're going to pay the remaining, 18.5 to Spurs. That's the reason why now our SCR has gone down a lot, and we've actually started doing some business, if you've not noticed. And it's helped us in the long run, basically. That's the short side of it. But player for player, I can understand what you're saying.
Can I ask a question? Could you not have just sold Brennan Johnson without getting shitbags the other way?
No one was willing to pay 30 plus on it.
They play on different wings, Rich. So it's not even like.
Listen, you saw me in chat.
No one paid for him still, bro. No one paid for him still. Why? All right. If he was that shit at Palace, as you've said, D said, the other Palace lot have said. So couldn't you just sold him for like 5-10 mil? You would have got rid of his wages and had an extra 10 mil. That would have been a better deal than taking on Dwight McNeil's wages and his wife and all that other baggage that he brings with him. Like that surely would have been better.
I forgot about that at the end of January. Jesus Christ, of course. I forgot about that.
No, but selling Johnson for 5 or 10 million means we're still at a loss anyway. Like a massive loss.
Rich is saying the rest of the money they owe Spurs on the transfer, Everton apparently have agreed to pay, which you said is 18.
So you're telling me Everton have taken on Jono and are gonna pay Spurs the money, which is bollocks in itself, because that never has happened in football, an agreement like that.
And when was the last time you saw a swap doing football?
What?
Us and Arsenal.
Yeah, there's no swap deals because of the 45-day rule.
It's a massive anomaly.
You can't Mkhitaryan and Sanchez.
Mkhitaryan, yeah.
How long ago was that? Like 10 years ago?
Yeah, I can still remember. I still get nightmares of the piano fucking intro from Sanchez now. I saw Brian.
Mickey did all right for us, to be fair, but that was a bad swap move. I didn't like that one. The Gallas and Ashley Cole one was a joke as well. Gallas and like 5 million.
Was that when Gallas threatened to score an own goal if Chelsea didn't let him go? I'm pretty sure it was, wasn't it?
It was reported like that anyway.
Do you know what?
Okay, so
we don't.
By the way, Dwight McNeil's on 82 grand. Just for clarification.
By the way, why don't we have an Everton fan? Why? Like, there's no Everton.
Oh man, should I get Mike on? I can get Mike. Mike is a legend, man.
We there's on 12th man anything. There's never an
Let me
Everton
call
fan.
Mike. Let me see if Mike's free.
Because if they're paying Spurs, if they're taking on this burden and paying Spurs 18.5 mil plus 110 grand a week for
we need clarification.
Then that is a massive L for Everton. Obviously, having Dwight McNeil is an L for Palace because they've just got him just to alleviate the PSR. But it's a bigger L. When we was debating, we was going, actually, it's a bigger L for Palace. It's actually now, if that what Rich is saying is right, that 18.5 mil, that's a bigger L for Everton. That's a huge L.
I just kind of feel like though when I look at the two transfers, who's going to do better for their club, and I still think out the two, I think Johnson there's still a player in there I think that could perform, and I think he's the type of player that I think Moyes will put his arm around and get firing. I do. Whereas with McNeil, Rich, I don't know. I mean, are you does the thought of Dwight McNeil playing for Palace really like excite you?
No, but he had a preseason game the other day and he was very good for the. He done more than we've seen Johnson.
You sound like Pete. You're sounding like Pete now. He's good in pre-season. I'm excited.
No, definitely.
Don't start, man. I entered this chat earlier on. You slagging off Newcastle. Do not start with me. I was supporting with West Ham. I was supporting with your new ownership. I can quite easily just go the other way. So don't start with me. Don't start with me. And do not make me pour another one of these. Right?
Oh,
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Man United knows the effects of this, so does Wolfie. Don't start.
Don't do that. Although, if I remember right,
just to be clear, for this man next to me, right, there was no talk about the snake that wears the 39 for Arsenal. We don't talk about him.
Oh, is he a snake now?
He's a snake now.
Oh,
absolute snake. Anyway, we're not talking about Newcastle. Let's move on.
It does look good in red and white, though, Pete. You got to believe it. You know what I'm saying? You got to say it does look good in red and white. But look, this swap deal thing is basically like swapping a pair of flip flops with a pair of Birkenstocks. The Birkenstocks should probably choose, but you don't really want to wear them other than the beach or the pool. Do you know what I mean? So I think this is one of the dustiest swap deals you've ever known in your life. Dwight McNeil
it's a terrible swap deal.
and Brennan Johnson. I mean, Forrest howling still, by the way. Forrest absolutely howling still at 50 M's from Spurs. That was a disgraceful signing, that. Absolute shocking.
You say that, he won them the trophy with his goal.
True. He gave them their best night in the history.
Why did Forrest have this knack of like making players look better than they are, like because happened with Elanga, and then they sell them for big money, and then they just turn to shit.
Well, hopefully they do it with Elliot Anderson, man. Hopefully they do it with him.
He looked shit.
He looked so bad on Sunday. I was like, this guy looks trash.
Are we not going to have another conversation? I raised it on Race for Europe last season. Are we not going to have another conversation on the newly signed contract and player Phil Foden again?
It's bizarre. So bizarre. I don't know what's happening with this guy.
The guy's just disappeared off the face of the earth. He is no longer considered for me a top talent because he hasn't done anything. Do
you not think it's one of those things where these players, we've had players in history where they peak so young, and then it just tails off? And I think that's what's happened with Foden. And like, I'll level with you, like, under Pep, I never knew what he really was. You know, did he play? Was he a 10? Did he come in off the wing? I never knew what he was. For England, he was always shocking, like absolutely shocking. So I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised this season if this is one of those seasons where he just completely drops out of the squad, and then you see him go next season, maybe go abroad, because I just don't think there's anything in there.
So I give the media a massive blame for that as well.
Yeah, the media
overhype. Yeah,
of English players especially just doesn't help, and then they get hyped and they get a big contract, and now they can't actually be shifted.
I agree.
Is that how you feel about Wharton? Is that why you're saying that?
No, he's not on a lot of money, mate, and stuff. Yeah. But I know your current gaffer would want him.
No, I'm just saying, like the hype thing, and then shifted and everything. Like
Rich, I think you bust a blood vessel. I think we'd actually see you angry if it was reported. Bang! Nottingham Forest signed.
The one that would get him.
Imagine.
The one that would get him is his right back. His right back. If he went to Forest, I know that would hurt.
I'm expecting him to go. To be honest, I generally don't think the window's going to end very good for us.
Yeah, Sar's going as well, isn't it?
Going.
Oh, I'm gutted if he goes. I'd have taken him on our right wing. You could have Murphy, man.
Lawless.
You still got Murphy.
Mate, I need somebody, anybody. I need Dan Lawless to come play right wing for Newcastle.
Come on!
I've seen Lawless take a penalty.
Send him on back.
They haven't said how much he's been rejected.
Talk a social with Lawless and me. You wouldn't be all asking for Lawless, mate. You'd be asking for me and Don, mate, not Lawless. He's terrible.
But you should have seen me at the Top West Ham Fan TV Talker Social. Like, I was much better at that one.
It's because he took his jeans off, apparently. Rich, are you not worried then? Because D apparently is calm. I'm trying to wind him up on the group chat. He's not having any of it. I actually genuinely do fear for Palace this season, man, because you're losing everyone. If Wharton goes and Sarr goes on top of Lacroix, I don't know who's left at Palace, and Munoz as well, who I rate, by the way. Who the hell
is Munoz not too old for a big move, though? Because he's like 29, 30.
Nah, man, he's still fine, man.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's
if we'd not got Dedic, Dan, if we'd not got Dedic, I would have wanted Munoz.
Mate, you need to take Munoz because Dedic is going to play left back. I've told you this. I'm telling you.
Look, Dan, chill. You'll get home next
There's a new song, mate. There's a new song. Do you want me to debut the new song to you?
Oh, fucking hell.
Because I wanted Hall or nothing at all.
Old Town,
just hold it back for another season. You can have it next season. Jesus Christ.
I think we're swapping places with Palace next season. I think they're
what?
Going
you know what? I'm with you on that. Wow.
I genuinely love this because we get this every season.
No, you don't.
Yeah, but come on, no more Glasgow.
You're not the only one, Lawless. You're not the only one. Somebody else on this panel said something similar, if I remember rightly, Wolfie.
Yeah, I think Palace are done. I think they are. If you lose one or two more players, that was before I even knew Sarr was leaving. Like, you're fucked, man.
What?
Yeah. I got you 18, Fletch.
Oh, hell, Coventry. Stay up.
Yeah, Coventry will stay up, man. Big
taking that, Pete. Newcastle in 8th. You'd take that, wouldn't you?
I've just said to these boys, if we got Conference League in 8th, I want the season done now.
You finish in 8th. Don't worry about it.
Shake hands on it. We're done.
I do think I need to change the top of mine after all this Man City talk. I may have to bump the third place team up to second.
What we'll do is we'll wait till the window closes because everything at the moment is just loose speculation. There's always
I'd say
right now.
You definitely have to.
Only lost Max since Lacroix.
Wolfie, you definitely have to change it.
What do you mean you've only lost Lacroix?
That is an abomination. That is an abomination where you've put your club.
Do I need to check your fucking hard drive, man? How many pictures have you got of me? Like, seriously, man.
I've got this one. I've got this one.
What the fuck, man?
And weirdly enough, I've got Michael Bolton as well, but that's for another time.
Dan, did you not hear what Wolfie just said? He just said with all the Man City talk, he wants to bump third up to second.
Yeah, I'm serious. You guys have convinced me City is shit this season, man.
And I tell you what, right, at the end of the season, when they finish 10th, this will be Wolfie.
Hey, Jim Carrey is one of my heroes, right?
Jim Carrey's a legend, to be fair.
Until he did that I Love You Man film.
We should we could go through all of that. We really could, but we need to come to a close almost and go about what has been the good of this transfer window so far. I mean, look, the ultimate good is that the Premier League is back, but that's the easy thing to say. But what has been, and I'll anyone jump in, what for you has been the good in this transfer window? Because this transfer window
won't let me say, so I won't speak.
No,
Arsenal
signing.
Don't let me speak. Don't let me speak.
What it is, though? Do you know what it is? What I will say quickly is this. The transfer window this season, I think, is the first season that journalists have shit the bed because they have been throwing everything out and they have got it so wrong week in, week out. They're saying this, they're saying that. And I genuinely think clubs have been closing up and saying, no, we're not leaking anything out to you anymore. So what has been the good? What's been the good?
Can I give one that I think we can all unanimously agree on? I think the good is that Deji is no longer on the Monday Night Show. I think we all found some peace listening, or if you were on it on Monday night, not having to hear his fucking annoying voice that evening, man. So that was enjoyable.
I think, look, because I don't care if Arsenal are doing good business. There's nothing good about Arsenal doing good business. So the good, I think we can all say, is Ipswich splashing money. Like, you see teams get promoted and actually
Big up Ipswich, man. I hope Ipswich stay up. I love Ipswich.
Yeah, splashing some money.
Over the border for me.
We can get behind that. We can't get behind.
Wait, you converting from Newcastle to Ipswich, Puzz? Is this a little bundle we're hearing here?
Yeah, well, now Bruno's gone. I can't. I've got to leave Newcastle.
They should actually be your
what did
mortal
we just
enemy.
agree on a minute ago? What did we just agree on? His name doesn't get mentioned. That's what we agreed.
I can't believe you called him a snake. I get Isak being a snake, but Bruno, man, that's a lot.
He hired behind the club in the manager's back. He hired a super agent to get his move, and then made out like he was doing everything right, like he was some sort of legacy hero.
Is it illegal to hire a super agent?
Yeah, but we'll tell the club then. Tell the club that you want to leave.
On a personal note, Pete,
you were telling us in January
they had to fly to America to have the conversation with him, just for him to say, "Actually, yeah, I do want to go." He didn't tell anybody.
Pete, I think for me,
said, like the others.
I think the good for me, I'm going to be personal here, is I don't have to see fucking Jason Tindall's fluorescent white teeth again this season. That, for me, I am so glad to see the back of that fucking bloke. Every time you see when Newcastle win a game, it's not Eddie Howe going shit hands. It's fucking Jason Tindall with his teeth are so white.
We've just replaced one beautiful man with another because Matej Eisler is a stunner. And
Pete, he's
my positive.
I spoke to Guns last night. Lee Gunner, yeah, he's got Newcastle in 5th.
Yeah, but he fucking
because he loves
it.
Whatever his name is, Jason. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, didn't he want him at Arsenal?
He loves him, man. He loves him.
Yeah. Well, Charlie's the same. Charlie literally on that morning when we were linked with him, like he literally messaged me and was like, "You're getting a top manager." And we can already see. He hasn't got all the players yet. We're not ready to go. We still got 2 or 3 signings to get in. But even though the results haven't been there as such, you can already see the style of change. The players changed. You can see the emphasis on the team.
Where have you got you finishing as things stand?
Ultimately, I think will be anywhere between 10th and 8th this season.
So top half then.
That's a bold prediction.
I think it's mad that you're leaning on Charlie for opinions on your fucking manager.
Yeah, but no, because he knows the Saudi League.
Winning a trophy and all this shit last year.
He's literally got an account and he goes over there like 2 or 3 times a year to follow Saudi football. That's why I trust it.
That fucking Lawless has got a Pornhub account. That don't make him an expert on sex, man. What are you talking about?
He's got a massive account that he does on TikTok.
Yeah, but Charlie can afford it. He lives at home with his mum.
He can't even say the names properly. He calls them Al Hilal. And
hey, lads, that's nothing. That's nothing. Fucking
doesn't mean
man. El Hilal.
That is nothing, Wolfie. We had Wolfie. We had Lawless just before we come on the stream calling Birmingham. Yeah, I don't want to go to fucking Birmingham. Who the fuck?
I didn't use an M. I said Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Yeah,
That's better. Of course. Sorry, I'm wrong. That sounds better, doesn't it? That's
Birmingham.
Just a quick one before we continue. Carlos in the chat has just informed me we are 9 away from 2K subscribers. There's over 70 of you in here. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do. We are so close to the 2K. To do that in just over a year would be absolutely phenomenal. It's all down to the support of not only you guys watching, but the people on this panel as well. So if you haven't done it already, just do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot.
That's also said we're not allowed to leave till it happens, right? And I
haven't had the message off Mrs. Robinson yet, which I'm quite surprised at, to be fair. But I'm sure that'll come in a second. So what are we saying then for the good? So what are we the good that's happened this pre-season?
Well, not much.
Not much. It's not all been
Lawless throwing away a 2-goal lead in the 92nd minute and still finding a way to play me for Nuno.
You, Wolfie, I will never ever forgive you for coming on my channel and talking the most shit one man can ever possibly speak in a video. The waffle this guy gave us.
I said everything I said was factual. Everything I said.
Really? Because we've seen the opposite. You said, yeah, don't worry, because like once Nuno takes the lead, he always sees games out.
Is that Wolfie or Charlie?
Yeah, that was me. That's true.
This was Wolfie doing his like nice guy routine when he come on my channel, bigging up fucking Nuno. Yeah, don't worry. He always holds on to the leads, and it's like he never fucking holds on.
Yeah, but bro, but you've got to then like think deeper about what I said. If he always does hold on to leads, which he did at Forest, how fucking shit is your defense that the most defensive manager there couldn't use your defense to hold on leads? That's how shit your defense.
Hold on?
Did you play Kilman against Burnley? Did you play Kilman against Burnley?
Yes, but
is that my fault? You played Kilman. Is that my fault?
Okay, but it's not Kilman's fault.
What? So you rate Kilman now, do you?
No, but he's good enough for the championship. But the problem is
he's not even good enough for the fucking League Two.
This fucker, sits there and he takes off attackers for defenders, and he puts us on the back foot, fucking backs to the wall defending.
Did I tell you he would do that? Did I tell you or not he would do that?
Well, yeah, but you said it would work.
I said to you, even when we went 1-0 up after 5 minutes, he would switch to a back five and lock it down for 1-0. So what have I said that's wrong?
Well, you said he'd lock it down. Shit ain't locked down.
I thought your players are shit, man. I can't control your players.
He's had transfer windows. Let's see. He's gone and signed fucking Veltman from Brighton and brought off flipping a left winger who we won't name, obviously. Do you not think
you're overreacting a bit though, Lawless? Right? It's one game, right? And your fan base are in meltdown about sacking this guy who's literally drew with Burnley. Well, it's one game though. There's only one game gone. You're still going to go up. And Bowen's
you're definitely going to go up. I think
you're going to go up, man. Yeah. And then once you get to the Premier League, you give him till October and say, right, you're shit. We're getting someone else in.
Mad Pots. You give him his. If we stick with him,
what if he promotes you? You'd sack him still if he promotes you.
He said that on
TalkSport. Full time, mate. The guy is a fraud. His football is absolutely shocking. His tactics are non-existent. Honestly, I do not know what fucking he managed to pull off at Wolves. It was just this Portuguese revolution at Forest, right? Wolfie's sucking him off for Forest. Let's be real. No one respected Forest, right? Forest were a surprise package, and they managed to flipping shock people. And then they figured him out come January, and they dropped like a stone all the way down to the flipping conference positions. And the only reason they was able to get Europa League is because they scammed their way in at the expense of Palace. Right?
Scam.
So let's not big him up as this third place what he had for 5 minutes.
I'll tell you what you should do then. I'll tell you what would actually be a good one is what you should do is you should get a hot employer. Bloody hell, help me chat, help me panel. Who's the Everton manager? Who's the Everton manager? That's who you should go. That's who you should get.
No, Pots. No, they shouldn't, because Lawless went on TalkSport and he's already planned out who the next manager is. Lawless, why don't you tell what you told O'Hara and Cundy?
I heard this.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the next manager?
Eddie Howe, man.
Hang on, wait. Lawless, let me back you. Well, I'm not backing you. I'm going to throw you under the bus here. Lads, can you remember a couple of seasons ago when he was saying, we're getting Mancini, we're getting...
Pochettino. Remember Pochettino? He wanted Pochettino, yeah.
Those are the ones we should have been getting. We should have been going for.
Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, I think Xabi Alonso. From Leverkusen winning the Bundesliga. Xabi Alonso to West Ham.
Listen, if you don't knock on the door, no one will answer. Like,
but you didn't knock on the door.
You don't even get to the door. What are you talking about?
You weren't even allowed into their drive, mate.
You get chased off by the dogs, Lawless. They set the dogs on you.
Villa got Emery, right? So why the fuck can't we try and go and get these managers if Aston Villa can go and get Emery?
Because you're shit.
Emery is in Europe, saying that David Moyes got you and then you decided to get rid.
Everton got Don Carlos.
To be fair, Sophie's right in the chat to put Eddie Howe's Eddie Howe's an Everton fan. He's been a lifelong Everton fan. So he's an Everton fan. Moyes to West Ham, Howe to Everton.
Why would Everton ever get rid of Moyes? Who does that? Who would ever get rid of Moyes? You can't get rid of Moyes. He's the best manager in the world. So why would that job be available?
No, they are pissed at him. They are pissed. Yeah. It's a shame Mike didn't answer, man.
There you go.
They're pissed at his football style.
I tell you what, these sorts of managers need to be fucking kicked out of the game. They need to be run out of the game.
I do agree with
managers, ban them. Because they're ruining the sport. They're making it football boring. And I just, it's not what we fell in love with the game.
I miss this, man. This is like the old race for Europe. The old Lawless crash outs. I love it.
You're doing it from the championship, man. Do you think you're a bigger club than Everton? Is that what you're telling us?
Well, listen, I think we have been in a better position than Everton. So bigger club. We've been a more attractive club than Everton in recent history.
Okay, nice. But you can answer the question: are you a bigger club than Everton?
Let's get a neutral. Let's get a neutral on that. Let's get a neutral. Rich, who's the bigger club, Everton or West Ham?
Thing. It don't matter what they won in the 80s, because I'm telling you, if we
today, who's the bigger club today?
We're in the championships, obviously.
So if we go history, you don't want to go about it. If we talk about today, you don't want to talk about it.
No, but let's talk about when I talk about
a 3-year period where you fucking had Moyes. Is that what you want us to look at?
It was more than 3 years. It was more than 3 years. I'm just saying, no one this goes especially to you. No one gives a shit what you won in the 80s, mate. No managers, no players signed for clubs because you got 2 fucking stars on your badge, right? No one gives a shit but you.
I've also got a lion on my sleeve this year. Have you got a lion on your sleeve this year, Lawless?
Oh, listen, I've got a very beautiful logo, like Sky Bet. You know,
still got Sky Bet. Sky Bet's still chilling.
It's chilling. Yeah, it's a beautiful logo. So listen, we don't worry about lions, right? We don't worry about stars, right? It don't matter.
Where the fuck's everyone gone? Oh, there we go.
I was just giving you a moment. I was giving you a moment together.
Am I wrong though, right? Am I wrong? If you sign a player or a manager, do they give a shit that you got 2 stars on your badge? Do they give a shit that you won something 50 years ago?
Yes, they do.
No, you say that, but all the rest of us.
No, the players say that. Every player that signed for Forest talks about Forest history, Champions League, blah, blah, blah.
That's what they do. They talk about
they don't come in and say, I remember them when they were in the fucking League One, do they?
For, because of the heritage.
Oh,
there's only 2 people on this panel who have that heritage right now, right? So the rest of you need to shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying.
What?
Big up, man.
We didn't say anything, to be fair.
Oh, now look at you trying to team up with Man United. Yeah, you're hated. Right?
I'll take it back. Cheating.
Look how low.
Cheating.
Lads, I think I found what the good is. I found what the good is. We said it at the start of the channel. I think it's Wolfie's glow up. I do, because look at the man in this photo. Look at him. This guy has had the biggest glow up in football. It's like he's signed for Chelsea. He's like Graham Potter when he's gone from Graham Potter at fucking Brighton to Graham Potter at Chelsea.
What's the glow up?
Glow up? How old are you?
I don't know. I'm 24, man. What's a fucking glow up?
You're fucking mate. All that money you make and you don't know what a glow up is. Are you kidding me?
Blow up, seriously.
Yo,
Wolfie,
Wolfie, are you making any more signings or are you done?
No, we're making another 3, mate.
Another
You getting
3?
Bergvall?
Who are you getting then?
Striker, central midfielder, and a right wing back.
Right, so the right wing back apparently is Munoz, you reckon? Who's up front?
It's gonna be Dodo. I think it's Dodo. Dodo's
how about Liam Delap? Are you getting him?
Oh yeah,
if you get him, I'm telling you. All the stuff
you call him Liam the Crap.
You got it wrong, yeah. You got it wrong.
You should be a panelist, man. I'm used to you sitting up there, right? Just go sit up there. What are you getting?
It's a nice change for me, this.
All the shit you said last season about that lad, and actually at the start of the preseason.
Justified. And I still call him Liam. While he's at Chelsea, I still call him Liam the Crap. In fact, I keep calling him Rory the Crap because I get him confused with his dad.
I've got a good question for you, actually. Would any of you take Ethan Nwaneri on loan?
Yes.
Yeah,
can he play as an inside 10?
We've got too many attackers now.
Can he play as an inside 10?
Yeah, man. He's honestly, I rate him highly. He can play right wing or as a 10. He'd be perfect. Call. Yeah, man. Get Marinakis on the
I'd take him.
I actually think Newcastle would be perfect for him, man. My Magpies. Do you know what I mean? There you go, Pete.
Don't put crawling back to us. Get no.
They don't want me now.
Get lost.
Is he left footed?
If he's up in Newcastle, when Bruno G comes to us in October, right, he buys his own drink. I'm telling you that now. He buys his own drink, right? Unless we snap Bruno in half and win, then you can buy him a drink. But until then, he's on my bad.
Newcastle fans the drinks now. After doing that to them, you should be buying them the pints after you've done that to them.
I always buy Geordies pints, man. I love the Geordies. I love the Magpies. You know what I mean?
Fucking Potts is like Jamie Carragher
when he's in the 90s. This guy up here,
Potts is like Jamie Carragher with Borussia Dortmund fans. He's fucking straight in
the yellow wall,
straight in there.
In all seriousness, no, Potts. I would take Nwaneri. I did hear he had a bit of an attitude issue at Marseille. Is that true or not? Was there a problem with him?
People have said that it didn't work out for him at Marseille because of his attitude. But to be fair, De Zerbi went to Spurs and he was the one who wanted him. The new manager came in and didn't really work out for him and they didn't really seem to get on. So I don't think there is an attitude problem. Ethan wants to know his future and at the moment we can't really give him minutes because if you think about it, he's got Eze and Ødegaard and Saka. And then he's got Dalman coming through. And we've still got Madueke, who, for whatever reason, Arteta plays ahead of him. So I do think when we look at it, like, he isn't going to get minutes at Arsenal this season. I think he'll end up being sold, if I'm honest, eventually, because I don't see how he gets into the side in the next couple of years. But I think it'd be a brilliant signing for someone. Like, I really do.
I think Fab said, like, Arsenal said they only want to loan him out.
Yeah.
No permanent moves this season. But you're right. Is he a 10 or is he a right wing? What's his best position?
I think he's done better for us as a right winger when Saka's been out. He scored 10 goals from that position in his first season as a 17-year-old in all competitions. Okay. But he wants to play in the attacking 10. I just don't know how good he is off the ball. That's the problem. He is literally just go forward. You won't see anything defensive from him.
I'd take him. He would fit perfectly next to Gibbs White in the double 10.
Because we now play with the 10. We now play with the 10 under.
You got a porn star in your 10, bro. You told us he was the 10.
Who?
The porn star.
Isn't he going?
He's linked with a loan to Dortmund, but even so, we need more than one because Eddie Howe didn't play with a 10. Now we need two, obviously, to have some sort of rotation. So
is Joe Linton still there? Is he still there?
He's injured, isn't he? He's injured.
He don't fit. He actually doesn't fit this system. Like he played with Geisler at Hoffenheim when he was younger, so he knows Geisler, and so did Fabian Schär actually.
Was that back when he was a striker?
I don't know what position Geisler was, but they all played.
I mean Joe Linton.
Joe Linton played at Hoffenheim off the left. Steve Bruce signed him and thought he'd play him as a 9, and he'd never played there before in his life. So
he was so shit when we played him up front, man.
Yeah, because he wasn't a striker. But anyway, like Joe Linton doesn't fit the system, and actually, really, he should probably move on now. But because we've lost a lot of experience, like Sophie's right, he's been given the vice captaincy now, but he's just injured.
Who's your captain?
Dan Burn.
Fucking dancing.
Dan Burn is Sophie's gonna love that.
Is this the same guy who was fucking videoed being swung around by his fucking legs at a wedding?
Wait. Hold on. Sophie, please. Do you remember, Pete? You'll remember this. Sophie said that if Eddie Howe played Dan Burn one more time, this must have been back in like December time, she'd go Eddie Howe out, and she was true to her word, fair play. Is she gonna give the same criteria to your new manager or not? Because she fucking hates Dan Burn, man.
That was stupid.
Yeah, she does, man.
But there's a caveat to that. That was playing Dan Burn at left back. That wasn't
playing him anywhere on the pitch, is it?
Well, yeah, but he hasn't been. He isn't. I say he isn't going to be a starter. Botman hasn't had a good pre-season, so he's likely to start against Liverpool. But like long term, he won't play. He's the club captain effectively because he's the most experienced player there with the lads that we've lost. So
how's that torrid brother doing in pre-season?
He's looked good.
Yeah,
he's looked good. I think he's going to surprise a few teams. He's rapid, but the thing that's impressed us the most is his crossing. Torres crossing has been like.
See, Pete's doing pre-season hype again. He's doing pre-season hype again.
Do you know? Pete, but Lawless, I watched him at Hoffenheim last season, so I knew he was going to be a good player.
How did he look?
Obviously, we've got to see him in the Premier League. Of course, we have.
How did they look?
And I've already told you, Wolfie, about Elanga. I said Elanga's had a good pre-season, but he needs to step up. We need to see it in the Premier League. I've said this to you.
So you are doing what Lawless said then? The pre-season hype.
No, I'm saying they've had a good preseason. That's not bigging them up. I'm just saying they've had a good preseason.
So would you start and that look, we all know how that worked out. Avram Grant smashed it in our preseason, mate.
But I've just said they've got to turn up in the Premier League. Those players, Walter, Ramsey, Elanga, Wisa, those players that we had last season that failed, they've got to step up next season. They have to.
Lawless, can you hurry up and buy Reece Nelson, please? Apparently, he's only 3 million. Just get him. Just take him, man.
Yeah, listen. We need to look at loans from your.
He's on 100 grand a week.
I don't know why we don't loan Eddie Nketiah off Palace. I don't.
Because he's shit.
Make him.
To be fair, he'd actually do well in the championship, though. He'd actually do well in the championship.
Yeah, good in the championship.
He's shit in the Premier League.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of, in exactly that what you guys just described. He reminds me of Dwight Gale.
Oh, Dwight Gale.
An absolute championship goal machine.
Still a legend for scoring the equaliser. Was it him who scored against Liverpool to stop him from winning
I think he's got hat-trick, didn't he, that night?
I met him a couple of months ago at Dee's wedding. He's such a nice guy, man. He is one of the nicest footballers I've ever met. Like, honestly, such a nice guy. I stood next to him at the bar, and he was literally just chatting to you like a normal guy at the bar. Absolute legend. A really nice guy, man. I've asked him all sort of questions. Really good lad. He's like D from Famzone. He's like one of his best mates, and it was his wedding, so we were chatting. But he's a really nice guy, man. But he was quality in the championship. Same as that Glenn Murray as well. Like we met Glenn Murray and Dwight Gale.
Glenn Murray, man.
They used to just.
We've already signed a championship killer anyway in Pirro from Leeds.
Pirro.
Yeah, so
that's who you want instead of that Parrot guy, isn't it?
Yeah, instead of Parrot.
John Parrot.
John Parrot.
Parrot's playing in the Champions League next season. He's gone to Betis.
He's gone to Betis.
That's a good sign. That's a good move for him.
Can I just clarify? Did you say Reece Nelson was 3 mil if they bought him from you?
Yeah, no, mate. Apparently, that is what's being quoted. It's loan, but we've just said give us 3 mil because we want to get rid of him. He's on 100k a week. We can't get rid of him.
Would that make him your second best sale? After Oxford,
what 3 million? He'd probably make our top 10.
That Oxlade-Chamberlain fucking transfer.
We're never gonna, man. We're never gonna. We can't get any of
pay 100 grand a week for Reece Nelson. It maybe Palace will actually if they paid 110 for Denham John.
We are stupid like that.
They were. He's tailor made for Palace, isn't it?
You can
go and swap him with flipping Michael Keane the following season or some shit like that.
He's probably better than bloody what's his name, Dwight McNeil. He's probably better than him. So
and Nketiah.
Yeah.
We need to offload it.
Remember when Deed tried to tell us how much of a brilliant signing Nketiah was, and we all tried to tell him.
And he was going full on with it. He was going,
and he would not give it up at all.
It's nice. It's nice having Rich on the stream, man. He's so much more sufferable than D, man. He is insufferable.
We had no choice. He bunned off his fucking family meal to fucking get in a taxi and get home. Boys, look, it's been an absolute pleasure tonight. This is the first. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We got there or thereabouts with what we think the good, the bad, and the ugly is. But it's been fantastic. And also, guys, as I say, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We are 3 away from the 2K button. This is going to be weekly, and look, obviously, love to get these boys back on here. We'll obviously, I'd say when it suits, because you're very, very busy men. We know Wolfie's very, very, very busy. He's everywhere at the moment. He's like gout. We know that Potsy is a very, very busy man. But guys, I'd really, really like to have you back on again. It's been an absolute pleasure.
The other 3 of you are not.
And the rest of us got nothing else better to do.
We're always available.
Well, what can I say, Potts? This lifestyle we have to live.
Yeah, it's hard life.
I just don't know if I can get.
You don't know what. Once September 2nd happens, we're off the grid.
It's fucking with that meal, man.
I've got 46 league games this season, mate.
Lawless, I'm not going to lie. When I was talking to Wolfie, was it yesterday? And I was like, Pete might be busy. I said, I'm going to see if I can get Lawless. And then I went, hang on, are they playing on? Is it championship? And then we're both checking the fucking scores. No, you've all been legends. Lawless, honestly, mate, I miss you so much on Mondays. So it's good to get you back on. Pete, absolute superstar. I know you are busy at the moment with all the transfer dealings. And Rich, again, I'm sorry for ruining your meal, dude, but all welcome back on again. Wolfie, what have you got coming up, mate? Let people know.
Oh, me?
Well, how many fucking Wolfies are there? Mate.
I think I might revise my predictions after this Man City discussion. So maybe a revised predictions one.
I'm telling you, they definitely are. Lawless, what we doing, mate? What we doing?
Well, listen, you know what I mean? The championship transfers to talk about. We got Charlton on Sunday. We're going to be doing
London Derby.
Big London Derby. Big London Derby, right? So we got that. And somehow Potts has talked me into sticking around on This Is London.
Oh, you're going to get bent over, right, man.
It out. I had some demands. So, we done a deal. And so, yeah, we got This Is London back.
The only thing is there's only so much they can say. You're in the championship. When that gets boring, you can just because you're going to start winning games and just laugh if anyone loses. So, yeah.
The thing is, though, I was talking to Sam about this, right? I was saying, he's like, yeah, D just will never get bored. D
won't get bored of it. D will not get bored.
No, this is D we're talking about.
Me and Charlie will be all right.
Just stick it to you.
D and Deji will just be, and it's going to be D and Deji.
D and Deji are like the biggest bromance ever. It's so cringe, man. It really is
cringe, man.
Yeah. Until you turn them against each other. They have little moments where you can turn them against each other.
He's a very smart man, Deji. Very smart. And actually, him staying up stopped him from moving to the Philippines. I remember watching his stream. He was like, I'm moving to the Philippines, so I won't be here next season if we're in the championship. Hey, fucking star.
Blame Billy. You can blame Billy.
Fucking can blame Billy. Pete, what about you, my man?
Yeah, we're busy. Transfer stuff. We're going to be busy last couple of weeks. So plenty of transfer shows on the way. Big match preview tomorrow with Errol. Big game against Liverpool on Sunday at St. James's Park. So we'll be previewing that. And then we'll be doing our reaction Sunday night. So transfer stuff, match previews, match reactions. They're all back now because football is back.
Baby.
Oh, shit. We're playing this weekend. This time.
Potsy, what about you, mate?
Just dropped a video. We dropped 2 videos on Konza and one on Ethan Waneri. And then tomorrow I've got Let's Talk Ball, man, with Wolfie and the boys. We're back, and that should be good. We got Wolfie. I have to bear Deji on that shout on that stream, unfortunately. So that should be fun tomorrow. Right. So make sure you tune in at that 4 p.m. on Thursdays. And Friday, obviously, we've got Coventry, so I'll be at the game.
Oosh. And Rich, other than 5-star restaurants with the family, where can we find you, mate?
Just can you hear me all right still?
Yeah, got you, mate, got you.
I know, I wish it was 5-star. Got Everton Friday. We never beat Everton. So yeah, Monday will be fun.
Be a bit more positive, mate. Come on, it's a new season. You got Dwight McNeil, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, against Fulham in the third game of the season. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Absolute legends, all of you. Chat, as I say, thank you so much for stopping in tonight. There's been plenty of comments. You've all been spot on. There's been some great questions. Make sure you like and subscribe on the way out. Other than that, as always, remember, pain is temporary, but class is permanent.